Alright, so for those of you just tuning in, we're about to do a 4v4 on the map arena between me and the higher rated viewers. This match was, of course, part of my weekly Twitch TV live streams, and I'd love to have you here. If you want to be a part of our awesome community, I definitely recommend checking out my Twitch page, and then you scroll underneath the video player and you can find my live stream schedule there. That way, you never miss a game. Of course, we've done enough waiting. It's time to jump straight in this game. We're basically going to have all the civs randomed here because, yeah, no biggie. Not super serious. And it looks like I'm going to be the Chinese. Arena, of course, a very defensive map. Likes to reward you for going for a more boom-oriented playstyle, where you just try and, you know, wait until at least the castle... Oh, right, I'm the Chinese, so I should get boom first. You know, you wait until at least the castle age to try and do some aggression, because you do start with stone walls. Makes it a little bit harder to get in there early. Now we're gonna go on those sheep. So we're going to do a little bit of that scouting action. And of course, guys, goes without saying that during these matches, my attention is divided between playing the game, reading the Twitch chat, and trying to provide a meaningful commentary, so pardon me if my build order isn't exactly perfect, but I will try my best. If I miss any of your messages in Twitch chat, feel free to let me know and ask me again, and I will get to it as soon as possible. This is Game 2, yes. Indeed, Rabidace, good morning, and welcome to the live stream. Chinese pockets on arena. So I'm certainly going to go for a fast castle age. I'll probably go, just continue making villagers all throughout the castle age, and then, maybe go to the Imperial Age, start massing Chu Ko Nus. I think that's the plan. Another Chinese game. I did one recently where I massed a bunch of Chu Ko Nus. I guess we're going to do it again. It's very, very strong to go for like a boom into Elite Chu Ko Nus. Elite Chu Ko Nu is such a strong unit, and since you get to build up a strong, big economy first, you'll have enough stone to have a couple castles down. You'll be able to afford all those upgrades and just kind of like get it rolling. It's a huge, powerful push in the Imperial Age. I will be doing a Game 3 today, Hello Nasty One. Gonna do a little bit of forced drop-off action, get the villagers to drop off their food, try and sustain villager production as best I can. The goal, of course, in the Dark Age is to make sure that I'm constantly producing villagers from my town center. It should always be producing villagers, researching a technology, advancing to the next age. Always be doing something. And if you do it right, you should be able to still stockpile enough food to advance to the feudal age without even cutting villager production necessarily, or only for a little moment. As we're going to go with the standard 6 on sheep, 3 on wood, and then go grab that boar soon. Nice. Now, I have no idea if these teams are even remotely balanced, but we tried. The thing is, rating is just kind of like an arbitrary thing. People are rated whatever for different reasons. Some people are only good at some maps, some civs, sometimes people have a bad game. It's really difficult to know. Certainly one problem that we're going to run into, well, I'm not sure how much this matters, is iVictoria is very drunk right now. And actually, I think this is probably really Imba, actually. I don't know if these teams are fair at all, but maybe iVictorious can pull through, and Shogun really just packs some heat this game. I'm getting like wrecked non-stop on stream, so maybe the enemy team is the worst game of their life. We're gonna try. Okay, well that's wonderful to hear, Hello Nasty One, minus the whole ruining your life part. As long as you're enjoying yourself, right? Zodiac, yes. But in general, I won't make that exception for people. Just for you. Oh, the pocket player doesn't have to sling. Why did the sheep net go inside the walls? So Talx, essentially, or Tal XX, when it comes to arena, the pocket player will usually like just, full boom up, not really make any military until the Imperial Age. You'll try and get to the castle age as quickly as humanly possible by staying in the Dark Age a little bit longer, making a lot of vills. Then you get to the feudal age, you build a blacksmith and a market, and if you set up your economy right, you should be able to like immediately advance. Then you get to the castle age, you put down a ton of town centers. You start making as many villagers as you can. Then you get to the Imperial Age, around 30 to 35 minutes in, you start pumping out military units and just overwhelm the enemy. Essentially, a boom is a strategy where you focus on getting your economy to the almost maximum power level, and then you attack. You focus on the economy, and then you build the military up. And you can generally, like, overwhelm your opponent with your huge economy once you start getting those military units out. And that's a very slow strategy, obviously, but on a map like Arena, you know, I'm not really in any danger of being rushed, especially in the pocket. Pocket meaning I'm being surrounded by my teammates and not adjacent to an enemy. So it's very difficult for my opponents to actually get in here and punish me for booming, and in that case it can really pay off. Sometimes your pocket can sling you, but you don't have to, and I might make scorpions this game. Lars saying it really depends on what the enemy team makes. Slinging is a very, very powerful strategy, but you don't have to do it, and frankly I think it's really boring, so I try to not do that. At least it's very boring to watch. I don't think anyone wants to watch me sling. There's another reason why I'll try to build an early market and get out to the cartography as early as I can, because I think it makes it a lot nicer to watch. Now my deer are actually inside my walls, that's pretty good. Normally I don't lure them on stream because it takes a ridiculous amount of micro, and it's really hard for me to like read the Twitch chat and like lure a deer in at the same time, but I might as well try. For novelty purposes. As soon as the scout gets in here. We're also on patch 4.3, guys, which is the newest patch to Aoe2 HD. Hopefully this brings back a lot of players to the game. As, you know, we've had some rocky performance throughout HD. It hasn't been, you know, the smoothest. It's pretty smooth in 3.9, I think, and then patch 4.0 made it run pretty badly, and it's been steadily increasing. But now that we're on patch 4.3, I can say the game actually runs extremely well. The frame rate improvements have really been absolutely ridiculous. Perhaps at some point, mate, dude, but maybe not in this game, as I'm the... God. Come on, man. Wrong direction, Mr. Deer. Into the town center with you. Into the... I don't know why it released, but either way. Gonna push it in here. If this deer refuses to get in, as I'm trying to talk, read, and micro this at the same time, then I will just build a mill. Come on. Closer. Closer. Who's a good boy? You are. Get in here. Perfecto. Well, it's not perfect, but it's alright, I guess. Let's start working on that gold mine. It's not so bad. Well, I certainly hope that High Victorious, for him, that alcohol is a performance-enhancing drug that turns him into an Age of Empires god. We're gonna have to find out. Just a little bit closer, buddy. Just a little bit closer. No! No! My heart! It can't take so much abuse. It's so hard to do in a stream, but I'm gonna do it this game anyway for the struggle and the novelty value of it. I refuse to be beat by this damn deer. Get in here. Push! Push! Generally, you'll sling someone if you're like the Mayans, because your economy is so very strong. But I think it's a waste of potential here to do it as the Turks. No, don't shoot him yet. Or fine, you can shoot him now. Or you could not. What is this deer doing? Don't do drugs, kids. So distracted, but it's worth it. Come on. Come on. Underneath the town center. Push! Closer. Closer. Just a little bit further. Yes, yes, come to me. Surrender to no. Wait for it. Surrender to Resonance 22. Come to me, Mr. Deer. Forward. Forward. Do not release. Whatever, man. Close enough. This guy's stuck at the wall. He's gonna be really hard, but I'm gonna try, man. I do need Deer Hunter to help me, yes. Close enough. Alright, come on, what about this guy? Meh. It's alright. Now I can go back to scouting. Says he found another sheep? OP, man. Well, I actually don't need this other gold miner right now. You can preemptively build a house. Go back to scouting! The Deer Hunter Master Race? Yeah, guys. The Black Winds, I would rather keep it a surprise. Because I don't want people looking it up beforehand. Talking about the Tuesday stream that's coming up. If you're watching this on YouTube, though, it probably already happened. Watching it live, though, I'd love to see you on Tuesday. So please do come back. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna be doing a huge giveaway. Like a huge, huge giveaway. 150 copies. It's a lot. Now, this is not a fairly fast Castle Age, however, my economy is strong as hell. It's, like, really good. I'm gonna be able to, like, boom like crazy once I get to the next stage. And part of this is gonna start with putting a ton of villagers on wood. So I'm gonna go do that. So that way I can start stockpiling wood to go build a ton of town centers. Probably don't need all those villas on gold. Well, I might as well leave them on gold, though. That way maybe I can go grab a relic, as I do have a relic in my own walls, so that'll allow me to build up a little bit stronger of an economy. We'll see. It's Bad Rat's about 100 copies on Steam. No. Not too many Snellas, but I'm always on the lookout for awesome RTS games. I used to play a lot of StarCraft 2. Sometimes I play Age of Mythology. I used to play a little bit of Aoe2. I used to play Warcraft 3 too, as well. Yeah. For the most part, I just play Age of Empires 2 right now. There haven't been too many RTS games that have really interested me recently. But hopefully we get some cool ones at some point. I'm looking forward to Project Atlas. Perhaps Grey Goo has some potential. Not sure. What's up with a great Castle Age time? Mine's a little bit slow, but my economy is good enough that it might justify that. Like, I have a lot of food, I have a lot of wood, I've set myself up so that I can get horse color right now and still build 2 town centers. That's pretty solid. Hey, Octagonal Dick, welcome to the stream. Yeah, I've been working really hard on this Turbo Minty Fresh, prepping for this coming Tuesday. I'm giving out copies of the game that I'm showing off, though, not copies of HD. Giving out a ton of keys. Just extra content, of course. A lot of people have been asking me for something different to supplement their Aoe2 goodness. Like I said, just extra content. We're still doing the usual Aoe mumbo jumbo. And now I can get Wheelbarrow and put down 2 TCs. I mean, that's pretty sick. That's pretty sick. We're just gonna do that. Yeah, we're up to the next stage. In fact, I can do that, and I can get Bowsaw too. I could even start mining stone and think about a 3rd town center and just really get big here. I like this a lot. Another thing that I really want is I really want that relic ASAP. So I'm just gonna go crazy. We're gonna spend all the wood that we have right now. Spend every single penny that we have. Well, town center coming down for Viper. Nothing too crazy here. I like that he managed to close it off with a blacksmith. He had actually no exit out of his base, so he had to build a palisade gate there. This will leave him vulnerable to rushing, but he's against the Japanese, I believe. Japanese, Byzantines, Persians, and Goths. Ew, there's 2 Goths in this game. Okay, so let me snag this. So the thing is like now I'm gonna have to start transitioning really heavy into farms soon, as I'm running out of food and I don't have that many farmers. But since I got horse collar first and I got wheelbarrow first, that's like super efficient. If you get horse collar when you have a small number of farms, that's great, because that way all the farms come with that extra 75 food. That's like ideal. Doesn't always work out that way. Picture on my Steam account, Ready Teddy, is from one of my favorite games, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is the first game in the series, and it showcases my favorite character from the series, Emma Skye, from Case 5, Rise from the Ashes. Phoenix Wright, if you're not aware, is a sort of visual novel game, sort of like visual novel puzzle type game. Very, very fun. Knights. Interesting. I'm not sure if I can sustain production from all these town centers at the start, but I might be able to, especially if I cut a Ville from there and I queue it up in another town center, so we do something like that. I always like to spawn the Villes on wood and then like adjust them from there. Do some camels, okay. I'm gonna try and boom to the best of my ability here. See an outpost, so Windscreen Wipers fears the castle drop, which is a reasonable thing to fear. You never know. It's certainly a strategy. Once you hit the castle edge, you're not safe. However, I can go straight to Imp because I'm in the pocket, and it's unlikely that I get really punished for that. So I have enough farmers now, for sure. I've set up my economy pretty nicely, so by the time I have enough food to sustain all the Vil production from all these different town centers, I should be able to actually just immediately put down like a third one. Should have enough stone for that really soon. Probably just queue up more Vils on that. And we're getting there. We're on the road to that extra town center. Our Shogun perhaps overreacting here, but he does have 2 town centers, so maybe it's fine. He sees knights from his opponent, so he's a little bit concerned. That I understand. Real question is, how much can those knights accomplish? We'll have to find out. A victorious drunk Slavs is... Again, I hope it's a performance-enhancing drug in this case. I victorious cheating, taking shots. Every shot is 200 extra elo. Indeed, Pablo Tani says, feel the greed flow through your veins. Boom, res, boom. We're working on it. That's why we have the res boom emote. We're getting there. So I'm trying to stockpile stone so I can put down a castle, and I also think I need to start mining gold again at some point soon. And then around the time when I get to about... This is how you boom, guys. Around the time you get to about 26 minutes in the game, 26 minutes is when you want to start thinking about your blacksmith and... your siege workshop and your university. But in this case, since I have a monastery, I only need to build one of those. It'll probably be the university because I won't need the siege workshop right away because I'm not in the flank, so I won't need siege weapons right now. Obviously, you could probably do this better with enough practice, but it's the concept that matters. Still, though, I've got a pretty solid boom going on here. Should be in good shape. The question is, should I be greedy and go grab another relic? I guess I should. I just expected someone else on my team to go grab that first. Since that relic isn't really mine. But it looks like they are going to leave it to me, so I might as well grab that. Heavy plow going to be solid here. I don't know what those villagers are doing, but we're going to try and get them out. Get the hostages out. I can go mine some gold there. Not the most efficient, because they have to walk a little bit of a ways to get to where I need them to get to, but that's fine. Probably replace the slumber camp at some point. Villagers walking a little too far for my tastes. Okay, cool beans. So we're on 4 town centers. Generally, don't need to go too much beyond 4, as 4 is... Well, I mean, you don't need to have your economy fully boom by the time you click up. It's a little bit more important to be timely than it is to have a massive economy, but when you're new, it's okay to, like, overboom and have a slower imp. If your imp is, like, 35, 40 minutes, like, it's fine, as long as you make sure that you built a lot of town centers, you got that economy going. JB Rowan says, love this game the PS2 years ago. Yeah, I did have a PS2 version. Age of Empires 2 is really cool. Glad you're enjoying it. We'll see, Xerxes. We're playing against some very skilled opponents, so this will be tricky. So I'm probably gonna have to, be a little bit more serious about this than I would prefer to. So the plan is now, of course, to build said university at some point. Notice how I'm always keeping my town centers doing something. Apparently I get this relic. I mean, again, I expected that someone else on my team would take these relics. Very important on Arena, of course, and I'm using my scout to look around in case I catch any external forward buildings popping up, any villagers leaving their base, something that is concerning in some way. And it looks like, so far, so good. Nah. Scout died. Were those knights? I'm not sure if I saw any. I might have. Either way, we're starting to think about the next stage. We're getting there. We're getting there. I've set up my economy in a way that I'm starting to stockpile resources to get to Imp. The goal is to be there around 30-ish minutes in the game. And we're getting close. Just need a little bit more gold. It should be good to go. And then the goal is to see, like, my university's coming up right about now, and I'm starting to get real close to advancing. And, yeah, I should be able to even sell a little bit of wood if I need to here. Grabbing that extra relic's going to be nice, and I should also be able to start building castles, too. And building castles is going to do me a solid in this case. I probably want these castles in a location that actually protects my economy in case they get in here. And it's about time that I want to click up, so I'm going to go do that. And sell a little bit of extra food in this case. Actually, I think that I want this castle, like, really just inside my economy. Because I want to really disincentivize my opponents from raiding me later. Should they get the opportunity to get into my base, I want the castles to be able to solve most of that problem before it gets out of hand. And now we get stone mining. Start thinking about things like ballistics and whatnot. Build more houses, a barracks as well. We're, yeah, getting into this. Hopefully this shows you how booming is done and how you can play Chinese in the pockets just a bit. So we're going to go snag the other relic, I guess, since no one else wants that. JB Rowan says, Resident 22, also I love the Ace Attorney series. What do you think of the new one that'll come out next? What is the new one that's coming out next? I probably could have gotten handcards sooner. I played Dual Destinies, and I thought the Professor Layton versus Phoenix fight was really good. I don't know anything about the new one, though, but I enjoyed both Dual Destinies and Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, so consider me excited in some way. I think I need another gate at the front of my base. I think my base layout kind of sucks. If I miss a few of your questions, feel free to ask them again, as right now I'm trying to focus real hard on this game. It is a high-rated game, and I do think that the teams might not be in our favor, but Mysterious Viper way better than his rating appears. Uptown G says he's also better than his rating appears, and it seems like it's the case. So hopefully this balances out. I'm going to try and snag my upgrades now as quickly as I can. Ballistic's going to be a real player here, and I think I could have had a little bit more stone when I did this. But yeah, this is going to be a pretty solid imp. I think I might have too much gold. I also think I could build a second mining camp at the other side of this. Looks like that relic was indeed stolen, but I have two. Two is good enough. And now, we're getting ready to do some serious work. Did I never build a barracks? Cool beans. Once ballistics is done, I'm also going to be thinking about the murder holes upgrade. It's going to be a big one. Bodkin arrow, also important. Gas with a great Imperial Age time. I've got a few Chu Ko Nus coming out. Looks like Viper also with a great imp time. Goss versus Japanese. Actually a little bit in favor of the Japs, but it looks like Viper is about 1k score ahead, so I think he's going to be just fine. In case they get into my base, I am actually going to get murder holes now, which will delay a castle, but I can buy 100 stone. And that way it doesn't really matter. It kind of balances out. Okay, so I'll build another castle again back here, because I want to really... I don't want to be in a situation where I can be heavily rated and then just die. That would suck. And I should be able to get Elite Chu Ko Nus, really snowball Viper's side, but if need be, I don't have to necessarily help him on his side. I swear I clicked Elite Chu Ko Nu. I could probably go the other way, and that's fine too. So we'll get Elite Chu Ko Nu now. If I had the second castle up sooner, that would have been certainly ideal. And I think that in order to really give Viper a hand, I want to build some siege workshops. Maybe not one so close to the wolf. A little bit of delay. The game might run a little bit better, but we still have like netcode issues. It's not frame rate anymore. It's all about that frame. It's all about that FPS lag. You start trading before the Imperial Age? Generally not, Turd Bull. Generally not. I'm sure there are situations in which that might be a good idea, but for the most part, you can assume no, as it is very taxing on your economy, and you want to start thinking about it, you know, around 40 minutes in, I'd say, is a general ballpark. Instead of Elite Skirm, I'm actually going to grab Thumb Ring right now, because I do have all my upgrades, and then I'm just going to move up a little bit. Viper's got Trebs, that's good. I'll probably actually have to help on this side, or Shogun's side. Oh, actually, I could probably get Elite Skirm. That might be good. Cancel that last one, I think. So I've set myself up that I can start really like pumping out these Chu Ko Nus, and while they have a, you know, lengthy walking distance, I think it's worthwhile just to keep my base safe. I do need rocketry though. Great Wall is the other tech that I have in there. It's one of them for the Forgotten expansion to Aoe2 HD. I don't think it'll matter that much in this case. I don't need my walls having more HP right now. I think what I need is for the mouse clicks to actually respond and give me rocketry. Because I had enough wood for it when I queued it up. So I'm a little slow, but I should be good to go at this point. And now we got the Chu Ko Nus coming out. That's good. Not sure if I have exactly as many villagers as I need at this point, but we're getting close to at least. He's really getting in there, but I should be able to just clean that one up. And once I start getting my guys massed, I'm in good shape. I have my third castle up, that's good. I am going to start running a little bit low on wood, I think. So I do need another lumber camp. Like Prano. As soon as I can afford it, I'm going to build one here with all those vills. So I know that I'm going to have a wood issue soon. In fact, I could probably buy a little bit. And it's all going to boil down to making sure my economy is reasonably balanced. So I think right now it's not quite perfect. I think that I want it to be a little bit better, as I'm a little low on wood. Still quite low on wood. So I'm going to need to adjust that, certainly. Kept ram. Uh oh. Looks like he got pushed back. So I'll probably throw in some onagers or something like that too. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to help on all sides. Stretched a little thin as always, but I'm used to it. There we go, select that. Onager coming down, should probably make a Treb as well. Should be able to make a third castle pretty soon. Reseed some of those guys. Siege Workshop. Might be able to stop that. He's not dead though, he's putting up a good fight. So really now I just need to go to Viper's side instead. Well, I'm kinda junky. I see a lot of Huskarls. I forgot they also had Goths. That sucks. I should be teching into champs then. Oh my. I think he should move up a little bit. My guys are getting chased down. Chu Ko Nu is not so bad against Huskarls, but it's not ideal either. I should probably build another gate over there. I'm gonna need a Techna Champs, I think, so just do that. Don't think they fixed that bug yet where your mouse clicks aren't as responsive as they otherwise would be if you issue them too quickly. Well, Mass Corps are not particularly ideal against the Huskarls, but they're alright. They are alright. Some might consider that. Well, he did clean up my entire army. Forgot there was Goss. It's something I should certainly have checked for. So I'm gonna get pushed back a little bit here. But as soon as the men-at-arms and stuff start popping out, that'll be good. Gonna run a little low on gold as well. So that means that I should probably start taking this gold mine too. And I guess I'll grab gold shaft right now as well. Put down another farm. I don't know if I'm running low on food because I'm getting all my upgrades right now, or if I'm just going to need more farmers for the future, so I might as well just queue up a couple more of those bad boys, grab that defense upgrade, adjust my economy a little bit. Maybe I need to think of trade soon, so I'll get trade caravan. Should be able to hold this now, but I have a few long swords at the front. But I am going to need to sell a little bit of resources to get two-handed swordsmen, as I'm a little... Go to options. Turn off scroll inertia. Okay, cool. So I'm able to hold this line here. Should be able to push this back just a teeny bit. Move in, give Viper a hand. I think that a Treb is in order here. How about this side? Uptown G is an enemy, so that sucks. I might need to help on multiple sides, and that's always bad. But I think that Viper should be able to win this side now, because he's doing great. So, but I want to make sure that I've really set him up for success. And one way I can ensure that is to retest some vills back into gold, grab that champ upgrade now that I have enough gold for that. Oh, it is a little cheaper. That's good. Sell a little bit of wood. Start just keeping production rolling. It's gonna be good, good. I think, though, that I can start thinking about the other side of the map a little bit. Okie dokie.
Yes.
So start thinking about the other side of the map a little bit more. Perhaps I need to start thinking about a trade line. Not quite sure. We'll have to see about that. Might need siege, honestly. Says he has the infantry covered, but I'm a little skeptical, so I am going to throw in a few more champs. As there appear to be just a large number of Huskarls, that's going to be tricky to deal with. Well, that's a good sign. Looks like we have a lot of units over here, but so do they. It's a lot of frame rate lag. Looks like Windscreen Wiper's still lagging despite all the frame rate improvements. Someday, guys, we will upgrade his PC for him. Someday. So I guess I have to go back to this side, much to my dismay. Let's kill that ram first. Regroup over here. Start trebbing his guys back. Get arbs just in case. I need more archer production. Not really sure if I will, though. Well, we'll have to see. So I just, move the line forward a little bit.
Yes, yes.
Okay, killed that. Not too much difficulties. Looks like he does have the infantry covered mostly, so I can just make more Chu Ko Nus. Since I have no trade line right now, I'm, mostly going to be... It's okay that I have a little, excess lumberjacks and farmers, so that way I can sell the resources. I'm not even sure if there's, an opportunity I have to trade yet, but we're getting there. There's a lot of lag, good lord. I thought, 4.3, this is the only game it's ever stuttered, and, stuttering a little bit. So we're gonna keep making these dudes. Dead gum. Yeah, yellow, a little bit of that greed with that gold line at the front. Yeah, the units don't lag anymore. Yeah, the game runs smooth as heck. It's more of at this case, it's like a ping issue. The game runs infinitely better, even if right now it's not necessarily perfect, I think I can send siege rams actually on their side of the map and get the siege ram upgrade over here. Onager sounds like a good idea, honestly. I might do that. I don't think they will let me mine that gold, but I need to delete those villagers anyway. So I'm gonna go do that by sending them to the battlefield regardless. And yeah, now I can just keep the train rolling. Pain train. Oh, it's my pleasure, Turd Bowl. I'm very excited for the Hearthstone the Grand Tournament. Nameless Me. I haven't seen all the new cards yet. I'm gonna check them out after the stream. But I'm so very hyped. So hyped, my friends. How's this side going? This side's going great. This is a solid arena game. Oh, I'm at the top of the team. Cool beans! I'm gonna try my best to stay there. And should ever shit hit the fan and they send a force of paladins to my bases, I know they have a lot of paladins. I am raid-proof. And actually, I think my economy's big enough I can buy my way to another castle, and I can sustain production from a 5th one. Which is generally something that I'm not a huge fan of. But I think in this case I can afford it, so I'm gonna go do that. You never know, I might run out of money, so maybe I should start transitioning to pikes too. It's better that I get the technologies now while I can still afford them before I reach a point where I really need them and I've just ran out of military pop. I'm gonna grab Heavy Scorpion now, because you never know if I need it. And I can start deploying this Treb. Really get in here. The rams that I sent earlier have arrived. Just keep sending money to Viper, so I know that he'll be running low on stuff anyway. And if I'm at max pop, I don't need any of this. It's good to be floating a little bit, but not too much more than I have right now.
Yes.
Good job so far, guys. Built 3 mining camps here in case he manages to kill, like, all of my, mining camps. That way the villagers, like, don't just long-distance mine for 13 years. They'll actually, you know, still mine. Probably don't need all these farmers and villas now. I'm always wary to, like, slowly but steadily remove villagers so that I have more room for military pop. Because, like, right now we're winning, so of course I'm going to be a little bit... I'm going to be floating a little bit of stuff, but should the tides ever turn, I want to make sure that I have some money in the bank that I can come back from this. Thankfully, though, those gold miners are dying, so it does free up a little bit more space. I think those can all be military units. My trade line's not very good, but, like, it doesn't really matter, as hopefully this game's over before the trade line even, like, collapses. I mean, before we even need a trade line, before I run out of gold. Nameless me, I need to come up with a system for, like, how I'm going to friend people on, like, Battle.net and stuff, because I have a finite number of spaces. It's not full right now, but... I mean, by all means, feel free to send me a friend request. I hope your name is the same, but obviously I can't squeeze everyone in there, so I don't know. At some point I might have to come up with a system for that. But in the meantime, yeah, feel free to send me one. I have no idea what your Battle.net name is, though, so you're gonna have to somehow help me figure that out. Because people's usernames tend to be different across multiple clients. Tricky to keep track of, but otherwise I do remember everybody. And yeah, this is such a solid, like, Chinese game, I think. Notice how much time I spent, like, managing my economy, because I think that's really where, like, you win games. And my score is very high for a reason, because I am macroing well enough that I'm able to help out on multiple locations at the same time, win this battle, also sling Viper gold to allow him to win his side even further, and then just sustain troop production from everywhere. Might as well get Halb soon if I can. And then in the meantime, send a little bit of gold to Viper, just keep tributing him anything I don't need. Once I get 300 food, the plan is to start making, to get that Halb upgrade. So I'm going to go snag that one right about now. I noticed that this siege workshop never got built. It's not a big deal though, I don't really need it, but I'm going to build it anyway. I think I can undeploy that Treb and move the rest of these troops a little bit further forward. And if he doesn't have any castles back here, I want to make sure that, is that a castle? I can't click on it for some reason. I want to make sure that I just get into his economy. I'm pretty sure that's a castle. Maybe I can stop it. That seems unlikely. What about this fight? This fight's still a little bit close, so I think I want to actually give them a hand and start transitioning over here entirely, as I think Viper and I have won this side definitively. So should be good to go. I think one of my villagers is a little bit mistaken. This is not the battlefield you were looking for. Get back to your gold mine. I want to try and get into his economy. Even though there's a castle, I can walk past it. Still a little bit of wood. I want to make sure that I transition almost entirely now into the other side of the map. Always keep your eyes peeled to see where your teammates need help. Communication's also important too. And looks like you know, Uptown G and Sup are doing some really, really good work. But iVictorious or Shogun, everyone's playing well. It's a good game. Elite Imperial Panda is okay, regular Panda. I don't play Clash of Clans, Man Bear Pig. I've considered it though. Looks fun. I think I am floating a little bit too much stuff now, so I probably don't need all those lumberjacks, but thankfully I'm running out of miners, so... Whoops, God, I hate that. When I click on a vill and, like, my mouse, like, jumps over there. Whatever, I'll go build it, and again, doesn't really matter. Send some of this. So with my new rally point, should be able to move up. I want to make sure, though, that I throw in more trebs. We're gonna try that one more time with gusto. At least it wasn't a town center. Back to work. Is Resonance 22 okay? What do you mean? What do you mean, a regular Panda? Doing fine so far, although I do have a little bit too much food, to be honest. I want to make some scorpions. I didn't really get a chance to. They just don't really, like, do anything in this case, I guess. Well, okay, there's a lot of heavy scorpions. I mean not a lot of heavy scorpions. Elite skirms and trash units, so sure. But maybe I can make a few before they resign. If they do resign, that is. So yeah, I'll make a few of those heavy scorpions. Maybe they will do something here. I think I can undeploy this. So good news is that Viper's just done such a good job cleaning out Windscreen Viper's base. So even if when, you know, Ogas Street Pete counterattacks here, I don't think it's enough. Don't think it's enough. But if he needs help, I will gladly send help. I do like his unit choice, though. The Hand Cannoneer's Huskarl combo is great. Goodbye, Mr. A says, have you ever considered Pokemon speedrunning? Find it very entertaining and the epitome of awesome if you did it. Yeah, sure. I would love to revisit Pokemon again in the future at some point. I'd structure it differently than I currently did. I don't know if it'd be a speedrun per se, but I would structure it differently. I think I can delete this monk. Don't think it really matters. Okay, so starting to get a little bit rich, but it's because I'm selling stuff for gold. Could be better. I think I might want to actually maybe even build some rams here too. The heavy scorpions are coming, my friends. Keep your eyes peeled. I think this base is all about cleaned up, so I can probably just exit as soon as I kill that market. Move in here. Now I can snowball this side just a little bit more. I can bring the line of production forward a little bit. I want to bust down that gate, actually. Sell some food and wood. Tribute some gold. Alright, there's your Elite Scorpion. I did it. I don't really use the Idle Villager button that much, but it's something that I guess I should use more. Doesn't really matter that much. It can help, though. Oh, Lawman, anyone can play with me, regardless of your rating, no matter how good, bad, fast, or slow you might be. We play here with players of all shapes and sizes. Why can't I select a building I can see part of? GG, well played. I just try to like balance the teams, you know. So we do two separate types of games. Where like I have higher rated games for the players who are 1800 plus, and then the lower rated games for players who are below 1800. You can call it more of a mixed rated game, right? So yeah, you would just join the corresponding one that you fit in, and you're good to go. Great job, guys. Everybody on my team did really, really well. That was quite a solid game. I was really concerned that this flank would collapse due to, you know, some castle drop shenanigans. The pressure would be very, very tricky to respond to that, but Shogun did a good job. And adapting to no gold by massing Hussars is a good idea, rather than just, you know, scrambling around, not being able to transition to anything, like a chicken with your head cut off. Shogun able to adapt and make Hussars rather than, like, stick blindly to that Janissary play. That Hand Cannoneer play is able to adapt to something else, and Victorious doing some good work. Everyone's unit choices this game was like quite solid. Yes, the Victorious Res Super Team. I like everyone's unit choices. Like as you get to the later stages of the game, you really want to be thinking about unit counters. What can you make that's good against your opponent's army, and that's also good units for you? And that's why you know, I started making champions to go deal with those Huskarls. Trading efficiently wins games. It really does in the later stages. In the early game, though, you can kind of like blindly mass knights. It's very difficult for your opponent to counter that usually because they have to research like upgrades and things like pikes. But in the later stages of the game, when everyone has all those upgrades, you can start really punishing your opponent for, you know, making only like similar types of units. That's why I also like Ogas's Hand Cannoneer choice here. And yeah, this was just a solid game. My opponent's, of course, spamming trash units because some of them are a little low on gold, perhaps slow to transition to trade. Difficult to know. And yes, Uptown G, you did fantastic that game. I really think that you did a great job, and you proved that you certainly belong in this 1800 plus lobby. So yeah, consider me very, very impressed. I knew you would do a good job, but you surpassed my expectations, Uptown G. You did really, really well. Yeah, good stuff, good stuff. This was a solid game. We can see that my units killed to units lost ratio is pretty good, mostly due to my unit choices. Trying to trade really efficiently there. I did end up like struggling a little bit versus So Gas in the early game. I think my biggest mistake was just, and this happens to me a lot, always check your opponent's civs when you're playing Age of Empires 2, especially like against good players on like a map like Arena. Like, if there's a GOTS player there, I absolutely should have teched into champions sooner. But of course, as always, I didn't notice the GOTS until like there's already Huskarls on my army. And, you know, opening up with Elite Chu Ko Nu is, well, normally incredibly strong. I think I still should have opened up with them anyway to deal with the Japanese, but I should have already had, like, the champion tech set up. I should have already had that set up. I should have already, like, forging, scale mail, and been prepped for that in case the Huskarls actually came out. I thought that the teams were really stacked against us, but everyone pulled through, and that was just fantastic. I can't believe I actually won a game. I haven't won a game on stream in a while. Part of it is the solid macro management, slinging the Viper gold, of course, and I can do that because I had like a lot of extra bills. 146 seems like a lot for 200 pop, and it is, but the thing is if I'm selling that food and wood at the market, then that's really, really good, and it would take me forever to get that gold income if I transitioned into trade carts. I'm trying to end the game before I really, really need a trade line, so it's okay in that case, and as long as I'm keeping my resources low by attributing the excess to my teammates, then it's not so bad. And as we can see, based off my KDA and largest army, is it worked out in the end. Windscreen wipers, I think, overboomed a bit, thinking it was 300 pop, but you probably removed those vills later, so that's fine. Why did I have so much gold? A huge chunk of it was the relics. I think I put a higher emphasis on the relics than most of the players in that game. Being able to get 2 relics from my position on the map was probably... You know, I didn't really expect that. I had 1 relic inside my walls, but I actually got 1 from the middle of the map, and I collected that kind of late, so... I put a big emphasis on relic gold, and if we check over to this, I got 2k from that, and that definitely matters over time. It adds up. I also think there was an extra gold mine that I mined. I cleaned up all the gold on my side. I also sold a shitload of food and wood. I sold a ridiculous amount of food and wood that game, and it certainly paid off there. I haven't seen Twitch plays Dark Souls. Soviet Mats, nope. Why did I build so many gates? Hank Bockwurst asked. That's a really good question. I'm glad you brought that up. I built so many gates so that my units don't get stuck on things, and that way, when they exit the castle, they can leave my base in almost a straight line. So I put extra gates down. It's totally worth the stone. I could always buy more stone at the market, which I did. I bought stone, of course, so that I could build that 5th castle because I had a large enough economy to sustain production from it. You don't want to build more military buildings than you can afford to produce stuff from. And I think I had a pretty good number of that. The gates just allow my units, my army, to get where it needs to be more efficiently rather than getting stuck on stuff. You'd be surprised how much time you waste and how much it really adds up over the course of a game by having your military units of villagers having to walk, like, unnecessarily extra distance. Let's see, any other questions? All right, see ya, Xerxes. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh my god, what happened to the chat? All right, guys. I have considered doing a AI scripting tutorial on Mufus Sax. I'm not sure exactly what I would include in that. Sounds pretty tricky, but it's on my radar. It's something that I definitely want to do, but it would take me a really long time to do a good job on it. So keep your eyes peeled. I might do that. We'll see. Solid game here. See ya, Hutchkiz. I might do an AI scripting tutorial on Mufus Sax. All right, anyway, we're going to do a brief intermission, a break, as always, between the games. Thank you so much for watching so far, but please don't go anywhere. There's going to be another game really soon, right after this. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube, as always, if you'd like to show your support, please do leave me a like rating, as it does help me out a lot. And I do read all the comments. I appreciate your feedback a ton. Even if I don't get a chance to respond to all the comments, I do read them. And if you enjoyed watching this video, I have plenty of other Age of Empires 2 videos on my YouTube channel, as well as videos of other games. If you like this one, you'll probably like those as well. If you want to get in on this live stream, we have a wonderful community here that you could be a part of too. Head on over to my Twitch page, a link on the screen or in the video description below, and then scroll underneath the video player on my Twitch page. You'll find my live stream schedule updated every day, so keep your eyes peeled on that. That's the best way to know what's up. Alright guys, we're going to be right back in just a moment. I'm going to take a brief break. I also would love it if you guys could come back on Tuesday. Yeah, so make sure to come back on Tuesday. We're going to be back in a minute and then do one more game of the live stream, so see you all shortly. BRB. Oh yeah, GG. We'll be right back.